From Washington, I'm Christopher Cruz. Israeli and Hamas forces fought fiercely Saturday as Israeli tanks continued to gather on the border, possibly to prepare for an invasion of the Gaza Strip. Israel carried out more than 200 airstrikes on Gaza Saturday. The strikes targeted government buildings, including the office of the Prime Minister and the Hamas cabinet. The Israeli military has now closed the main roads around Gaza. The road closings could be a sign that Israel plans to launch a ground attack on Gaza. Arab League foreign ministers held an emergency meeting in Cairo Saturday and condemned Israel for the attacks. President Obama has spoken with Egyptian and Turkish leaders about ending the conflict. Egyptian officials say a train crashed into a school bus Saturday. At least 49 people were killed, and 18 others were injured. Almost all of the dead were very young children. Officials say the accident happened about 300 kilometers south of Cairo, in a village in Egypt's southern Asyut province. More than 60 children between the ages of 4 and 6 were on the bus. It was hit by the train as it crossed the railroad tracks. The provincial governor says the railroad crossing gate was open and the crossing worker was asleep. He has been detained. American Secretary of State Hillary Clinton says now that the war in Iraq is over and the war in Afghanistan is ending, America is seeking to support its economic interests around the world. She spoke Saturday in Singapore. She said the United States is seeking, in her words, a rebalancing of the world economy so Americans export more, Asians import more, and we avoid financial crises and build middle classes. President Obama is urging Congress to pass a law preventing a January 1st tax increase on individuals and businesses. During his weekly speech Saturday, he said the middle class should not be held hostage while Congress debates tax cuts for people making more than $250,000 a year. You are listening to the news in VOA Special English from Washington. President Obama is at this hour flying to Asia. He will visit Thailand, Burma, and Cambodia. This is his first foreign trip since winning re-election earlier this month. The Obama administration has said that American foreign policy will now center on Asia. The president begins his Asian trip Sunday in Bangkok, Thailand. He will travel to Burma on Monday. When he arrives in Burma, he will meet with Burmese President Thein Sein and with the country's best-known democracy activist, Aung San Suu Kyi. She has been free only since 2010. Her freedom had been restricted, before that, for almost 20 years. President Obama will be the first American president to ever visit Burma. The president of Burma, Thein Sein, has promised to consider new rights for the stateless Rohingya minority. In a letter to the United Nations Friday, he condemned what he called senseless violence in western Rakhine State between local Buddhists and Muslim Rohingya. He said he would look into easing the work and travel restrictions placed on the Rohingya. Many Burmese consider the Rohingya to be illegal immigrants from Bangladesh, but Bangladesh does not recognize them as citizens. Police in Thailand are blaming suspected rebels for a motorcycle bomb attack Saturday in southern Yala province. The attack killed one person and wounded more than 20 others. A police spokesman says the suspects exploded the bomb from a distance away as soldiers moved past a business area. Police say 5 soldiers and 15 civilians were wounded. No one has claimed responsibility for the attack. United Nations helicopters have failed to stop rebels from taking control of another town in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. A UN spokesman said rebels fought government troops on Saturday and captured the town of Kibumba. That town is about 30 kilometers north of Goma, the capital of North Kivu province. At least 44 people were reportedly killed when new fighting began near the city of Goma on Thursday. Thousands of civilians have fled the area now. Many of them are worried that the rebels will try to take control of Goma. Each side accuses the other of starting the fighting. The rebels are former Congolese soldiers who left the army earlier this year. They were demanding better pay and weapons. And finally at this hour, election officials in Sierra Leone have now begun to count ballots. Voters in the country chose a president and parliament in voting on Saturday. This is the third set of elections since the end of the nation's civil war in 2002, and voters arrived early in the day to complete their ballots. The head of the European Union mission said the process in the morning hours went smoothly and that many people voted. President Ernest Koroma faced 8 competitors, including the main opposition candidate. The National Election Commission must announce the voting results within 10 days of the election. If none of the 9 candidates receives at least 55% of the votes, another election will be held on December 8th.